What is up, people? Terry here from Blunt Trips, coming to you from Fairmont Cemetery here in Denver, Colorado. Today I am in section 15. I have been here before for one of my most popular vlogs, the Louise Frost case, which also covered the burning death of Preston Portor Jr., who was falsely accused of her rape and murder. During my investigation into that vlog, I also found out that there was a 2-year-old sister that was buried approximately 4 years prior to Louise Frost's death, and I found out her name, which I am going to tell you today. That's one reason why I'm out here. I am also out here because I found out some new details about the case. Also, I am going to cover a few comments that I have seen from part 1 that I have seen over and over. I will address them in this episode, as well as I have some special guests coming here today to go ahead and show some love to these 2 young girls' graves. So, let's get started. I would like to say right off the bat that if you're new to this channel, my content is uncensored. There may be mild language in this episode. I don't know. So if foul language is not your thing, you may want to go ahead and click on a softer channel, or save this video for later when the kiddies are in bed. I will try and keep it pretty clean, but again, this is an uncensored channel. I don't think about what I say or chop them up a video. I give it to you straight as I film it. Alright, so the first detail I would like to tell you about is Louise Frost's sister's name. Now this morning I called up here and I spoke to my good friend here at Fairmont Cemetery. She helps me a lot. Diane, if you're ever out this way and you are visiting the cemetery, she's great. She will point you right to any grave you are looking for. And if you have trouble finding it, after she draws you a map, she will make sure that somebody comes out here and finds it for you. Anyways, Louise Frost's sister's name is Faye. And there's a little backside story to Faye that I'm going to tell you about. As I mentioned, Faye was buried 4 years prior, supposedly from a choking death. Now, Faye wasn't originally buried out here. I found this out this morning when finding out Faye's first name. I found out that Faye was actually buried here on the same day that Louise Frost was buried, November 11th, 1900. Now, some new details I found out today. This is where they're buried, and we will come back here. I am waiting for some special guests to come here today to go ahead and show some love to this grave, as I mentioned, and we will be back. Now, when I called up here today, I found out that on November 11th, when Louise Frost was buried, Robert Frost, Louise Frost's father, was a very busy man that day. He was super busy. Not only was he dealing with the loss, the brutal rape and murder of his daughter Louise, not only was he assembling a mob of 300 people that would torture and kill Preston Portor Jr., as I covered in part 1, but this man had time to dig up his other daughter, 2-year-old Faye Frost, when most parents would be grieving. He felt the need to go ahead and dig up her body and he relocated it out here in an unmarked grave. So now he's got 2 daughters. One was brutally raped and murdered. The other supposedly died a choking death. It was never really looked into. But he felt the need, while his daughter's murderer was not even found yet, he felt the need to go ahead and dig up his other daughter and relocate her body right out here in an unmarked grave too. Again, I don't know if it means something, but when I found out the fact that his 2-year-old daughter was dug up and reburied on the same day that his 12-year-old daughter, who was brutally raped and murdered, and they were buried side by side, it could have meant nothing. But most parents could have waited till another day to go ahead and relocate a body. He felt the need, when most parents are grieving, to go ahead and do it on the same day. So now, instead of the focus being on the brutal rape and murder of Louise Frost, he's got attention on another girl that's already had one funeral, and he put on another funeral here. Now again, I don't know where Robert Frost relocated to after his 2 children were buried here. I've searched, I can't find out information. I don't know where his wife went. There is nothing about her after the death of Louise Frost. I do know in the news that he only acknowledges having 1 child. But there is a second. Her name is Faye, F-A-Y, Frost. And she died around 1896. 2 years old, supposedly from choking. Now, again, I said I was out here today. I originally was coming out here just to do some grave love. I was bringing some special guests. They should be here soon. They're on their way. I just spoke with them. And we're going to go ahead and put a little love into the graves of Faye and Louise Frost. I do appreciate every one of you that have recently subscribed to my channel. If you haven't seen the first episode, The Burning Question, I highly suggest that you go check it out. I do want to also cover real quickly, the most common comment I'm seeing is about the horse that I discussed in part 1. Now, I do understand that horses go home on their own. I understand that. What I was pointing out is that horse knew that day to go on and go home as soon as she got off of it. That horse wasn't late arriving. Horses also know to wait when they get off, especially if they travel that route every day, which this horse did. That's how it would have known its way home. This horse knew not to wait that day. This horse arrived on time. So yes, the horse did know to go home. Horses do that. But horses also know to wait till its owner is sitting on it before it goes home. And that horse knew that day that Louise was not going to be getting back on it. So, I hope I have addressed all the comments about the horse knowing to go home. I am fully aware of that. Birds, dogs, several animals know how to go back to places where they started from. My point was, this horse knew not to wait that day. It went straight home, and it didn't race home. As the blanket was still folded, the candy didn't fall over, nothing. This horse traveled at a regular speed. This horse knew Louise wasn't getting back on it that day. So, while I wait for my special guest to arrive and help me get these 2 graves a little bit decorated, I'm going to go ahead and stop this portion and go ahead and get set up for them so that when they get here, they're ready and we can get their portion started. For now, I'm going to wrap this up. I do appreciate everybody's listening and tuning into my channel, and we will continue here shortly. Okay. All right. So as I mentioned, I have some very special guests helping me today. Show some love to the graves of Louise Frost and her sister Faye. Now often when I come to do these vlogs, you know, I have my daughter's mother come up here and watch my daughter, because I can't watch my daughter and do the vlogs at the same time. But when I do bring them up here, I try and give them things to do to keep them busy. Today, they came up here and they're going to help me, as I said, decorate Faye and Louise Frost's grave. And at the same time, I'm going to tell you guys about a new channel that they got. Now this channel should be up by the time this video is released. But what they do is go around behind me to all the graves I cover in my cases, and they tend to the graves. Whether it be cleaning them, putting flowers down, or just visiting a grave that somebody hasn't seen in over 100 years. So, if anybody's interested in that channel, it's called Groovin Graves. That's RAVENSGROOVINGRAVES.com. Go check it out. So, let me introduce you to my guest today, Raven and Casey of Raven's Groovin Graves. Hi, you gonna help decorate the grave? Okay, we play with the car in a few minutes. Let's get started.
I didn't know love could ever feel like this. I didn't know body shivers from a kiss. Now I know it's been so very long. 'Cause it's been forever since I felt anything. I didn't know so watch out when love gets
All right. There you have Raven and Casey from Groovin Graves.com. New YouTube channel. They helped assist me in decorating that grave. Showing a little love to both Faye, 2-year-old Faye Frost, supposedly died of choking to death, and 12-year-old Louise Frost, who was brutally raped and murdered. You guys have asked for some kind of marker, you know, financing this channel, and, you know, having a daughter and stuff. I can't afford a headstone. But no way these girls should go without some kind of love shown to their grave. For anybody visiting the Denver area and are interested in visiting this grave, it is in Block 15 at Fairmont Cemetery. And these girls can use some love from anybody visiting this cemetery. Don't hesitate to stop by and visit this grave. All right, I'm going to wrap up this episode. My name is Terry. You are watching Blunt Trips. If you haven't liked and subscribed, be sure to do so. Go ahead and share this video if you don't mind. And until next time, I'm getting out of here. Stay cool, people.